student. In this video, we will start the new chapter, chapter 4 of Political Science Working of Institutions. In a democracy, the ruling candidate need to follow some rules and regulations. They need to work with or within various institutions. In this chapter, we understand the working of such institutions, how major decisions are taken and implemented in our country. We also discuss the role of legislature, executive and the judiciary in the decision making. The process of taking a major policy decisions can be understood with the help of these points. A major policy decision is announced by the government by issuing an order and it is referred to a office memorandum. It has number and the date. It is like an ordinary circular, as you may have seen in the schools also, but possess the power of government enforcement behind it. The government issues hundreds of orders every day on different matters. Who decided to issue these memorandum? Clearly, such a big decision could not have been taken by the person who signed that document. The officer was merely implemented the instruction given by the Ministry of Personal, Public Grievance and the Pensions, of which the department was a part. Decisions are made by the government. The President of India, who is the head of the state, and all decisions are taken in his name. He is the highest formal authority in the country. Prime Minister is the head of the government and actually exercises government power. He takes most of the decisions in the cabinet meetings and puts them for deliberation in the parliament. Parliament that consisted of two houses, the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. The Prime Minister must have the support of majority in the Lok Sabha. The Supreme Court and the High Court in India settle disputes arising out of governmental decisions. Person and association who oppose a government decision can appeal to these courts to declare the decision invalid and stop its implementations. The government will have to abide to the decision of the court. Let it be clear by an example of the government order. The office memorandum was a culmination of a long chain of events. The government of India had appointed the second Backward Class Commission in 1979. It was headed by the V.P. Mandal and it was popularly called the Mandal Commission. The commission gave its report in 1980 and made many recommendations, and one of these was that 27% of government jobs be reserved for the socially and educationally backward classes. The reports and recommendations were discussed in the parliament. For several years, many parliamentarians and parties kept demanding the implementation of the commission's recommendation. Then came the Lok Sabha election of 1989. In its election manifesto, the Janata Dal promised that if voted to power, it would implement the Mandal Commission report. The Janata Dal did form the government after this election. Its leader, V.P. Singh, became the Prime Minister. Several developments took place after that. The President of India, in his address to the Parliament, announced the intention of the government to implement the recommendation of the Mandal Commissions. Then, on 6 August 1990, the Union Cabinet took a formal decision to implement the recommendations. Next day, Prime Minister V.P. Singh informed the Parliament about this decision through a statement in both the houses of the Parliament. The decision of the Cabinet was sent to the Department of Personnel and Training. The senior officer of the department drafted an order in line with the Cabinet decision and took the Minister's approval. An officer signed the order on the behalf of the Union Government, and this was how the born on August 13, 1990. For the next few months, this was a most hotly debated issue in the country. Newspapers and magazines were full of different views and opinion on this issue. It led to widespread protest and counter-protest, and some of which were violent. People reacted strongly because this decision affected thousands of job opportunities. Some felt that existence of inequality among people of different castes in India necessitated job reservations. Others felt that this was unfair and it would deny equality of opportunity to those who did not belong to backward communities. They would be denied jobs even though they could be more qualified. Some felt that this would perpetuate caste feeling among the people and hamper national unity. The sum of persons and associations opposed to this order filed a number of cases in the courts. The appeal to the courts declared the order invalid and stopped its implementations. Then the Supreme Court of India bunched all these cases together, and this was known as the Indra Savanya and other as Union of India case. 11 judges of the Supreme Court heard argument of both sides, and by a majority the Supreme Court judge in 1992 declared that this order of the Government of India was valid. At the same time, the Supreme Court asked the government to modify its original order. It said that well-to-do persons among the backward classes should be excluded from getting the benefit of reservation. And according to the Department of Personnel and Training issued another office memorandum on September 8, 1993, the dispute thus came to an end, and this policy has been followed since then. Now we have seen from the example of how the government works. Governing a country involves various such activities, and so that we need the political institutions, and that topic we will discuss in the next video. Now topic related these questions you have to do on your fair note.